Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marjaeyat TV. Scholarly meetings of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Qom, Iran. The house of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom continues to hold its scholarly meetings on a daily basis. These meetings are attended by religious scholars, clerics, and seminarians, as well as the general public. In these meetings, the questions revolve Islamic beliefs, history, and law, and the grand jurist answers to these questions in person. Commemorations of Lady Roqayah at house of Sayyid Ahmed Shirazi in Kuwait. Sayyid Ahmed Shirazi, son of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, hosted commemorative ceremonies to mourn the martyrdom of Lady Roqayah, peace be upon her, at his house in Kuwait. This ceremony was attended by groups of religious, cultural, and scientific figures, as well as the general public. Marjaeyat TV office mourns martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in holy Karbala, Iraq. Marjaeyat TV office held a ceremony to commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in the holy city of Karbala. This ceremony was attended by representatives of the grand jurors from different countries, as well as several cultural and religious figures, including Sayyid Mahdi Shirazi and some other members of the grand jurist's office. Sheikh Abdurreza Maash was the main speaker of this ceremony. Activities by Al-Shaaer TV in Arbaeen Walk of 2022. The Al-Shaaer TV, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Basra province, continues its programs during the Arbaeen Walk of 2022. This TV network provides live coverage of believers who participate in this glorious event. Temporary Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi continues to host dignitary figures. The temporary office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala continues to host public groups of pilgrims, as well as cultural and religious figures, representatives of Islamic authorities, clerics, and seminarians. It is worth noting that this office runs numerous programs, such as discussion panels, congregational prayers, religious lectures, distribution of cultural packages, and etc. Islamic Query Office of AhlulBayt Institute opens in Al-Muthanna province of Iraq. The Islamic Query Office of AhlulBayt Institute opened in the Al-Muthanna province of Iraq. This office was open on Safar 6th, and it will continue to host pilgrims until Safar 12th, answering religious queries of pilgrims and distributing books written by His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi are among the main activities of this center. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi commemorates martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in holy Karbala, Iraq. The Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala held a ceremony to commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hassan Mujtaba, peace be upon him. This ceremony was attended by groups of believers who listened to a speech by Sheikh Zuhair al-Asadi. Sheikh Hassan al-Khuwaylidi was another speaker at this ceremony. These ceremonies were attended by senior scholars such as Sayyid Mahdi Shirazi and other members of the Grand Jurist's office. Abiha Institute compiles and publishes the statements of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in holy Karbala, Iraq. Abiha Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, compiled and published the statements of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi on the anniversary of the martyrdom of the God's final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessings be upon him and his family, on Safar 28, 1441 AH. This book is published in Farsi language in 5,000 copies. Activities by Shia Societies Association during Arbaeen Walk of 2022. Over the past few days, the members of Shia Societies Association held meetings with Brigadier Saad al-Harbiya, the police chief of Diga province, and the operations commanders of Al-Muthanna and Samawa cities. They also met with the members of the Queries Office of Hazrat Abbas Shrine and Sayyid Arif Nasrullah, the PR manager of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. In these meetings, the discussions revolved around security of the pilgrimage. It is worth noting that the members of the Shia Societies Association also visited several Husseini Mawaqib in the past few days. Imam Sadiq Center mourns martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in Detroit, the U.S. Imam Sadiq Center, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Detroit, the U.S. state of Michigan, held a ceremony to mourn the martyrdom of Imam Hassan Mujtaba and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon them. This ceremony was held on the eve of Saturday, hosting public groups of believers. In this ceremony, Sheikh Abdul Aziz al-Badri delivered a lecture in Arabic and Hadi Anwar al-Bagher delivered a lecture in English. AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center holds ceremonies in Baghdad, Iraq. AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, held a ceremony to mourn the martyrdom of Imam Hassan and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon them. This ceremony was attended by groups of believers who listened to speeches by Sayyid Saad al-Husseini. PR Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi mourns martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in holy Karbala, Iraq. The Public Relations Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, affiliated with the Office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, held a ceremony to mourn the martyrdom of Imam Hassan and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon them. This ceremony was attended by groups of believers who listened to speeches by Sheikh Zuhair al-Asadi. Anwar al-Jawadain Institute mourns martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in Baghdad, Iraq. Anwar al-Jawadain Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, held a ceremony to mourn the martyrdom of Imam Hassan and Lady Roqayah, peace be upon them. This ceremony was attended by groups of believers who listened to speeches by Sheikh Dawood al-Islami. Abiha Institute continues to supply drinking water to Husseini Mawakib in Arbaeen Waqf 2022. Abiha Cultural and Charitable Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, continues to deliver supplies of drinking water to the Husseini Mawakib during the Arbaeen Waqf 2022. Several Mawakib in the suburbs of the holy city of Karbala received these supplies. Rasul Adam Institute serves pilgrims on martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, in holy Karbala, Iraq. Rasul Adam Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Kadamiyya, has been stationed in the holy city of Karbala to serve pilgrims during the Arbaeen Waqf 2022. Coinciding with the martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, this center provided pilgrims with food and resting place. Holding religious ceremonies and congregational prayers are among the other activities of this center. Mesbah al-Hussein Foundation signs plea for facilitation of Arbaeen pilgrimage. Sheikh Mustafa Mohammadi, the director of Mesbah al-Hussein Foundation, issued an official letter addressed to the Interior Minister of Iraq. In this letter, while thanking the Iraqi Minister of Interior for facilitating the entry of pilgrims into the country, he requested for the cancellation of visas for the pilgrims coming from Iran to Iraq. One part of this letter reads, "On the occasion of the Arbaeen pilgrimage of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and with the aim of facilitating the entry of non-Iranian pilgrims residing in Iran, you issued instructions about air borders. We hope that these conditions will be provided for the land borders to facilitate the entry of non-Iranian pilgrims from Iran to Iraq." In this letter, the Minister of Interior of Iraq is also asked to issue an order to cancel the visas of pilgrims of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, during the days of the Arbaeen from all over the world from any nationality. It should be mentioned that in 2019, Mesbah al-Hussein Foundation sent a letter to the Prime Minister, the President, and the Speaker of the Iraqi Parliament asking for the removal of pilgrimage visas according to the orders of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi and to provide suitable platforms to accommodate 200 million Arbaeen pilgrims in the coming years, after which the Iraqi government removed visas for some nationalities or limited them to visas at the destination border.